Hey everyone, I just wanted to put this little disclaimer at the beginning of the episode here. We ended up having some pretty catastrophic technical difficulties for this episode, and we're unable to really fix them or re-record. So I just wanted to give you a heads up that this is going to probably be a hard listen, but we still wanted to get the content out there for you guys, and hopefully you can still enjoy it in some way. And just wanted to apologize to all of our listeners here and also to our guest, Matt, as well. Ghostface got us this time, and I am very sorry to you all, but I hope you can still enjoy the episode a bit, and we will be back next week with our talk on Scream 6. Welcome to a brand new episode of I can't even say it, Requel Rights, the podcast where we look at the franchises that make you go, they made how many? And every Requel gets a fair trial. It's Justin Camps, and I'm here with
Elizabeth Helly, and
Tyler Hymanson.
We're doing it live, you guys.
Yeah,
We're leaving that one in.
Make you redo it.
I'm not. I getting tripped up on Requel.
Diminishing returns anyway.
Right. Oh my God! Well, we are back in Scream.
Just Scream.
oh god, the confusion on
Just
this.
Scream.
Yeah.
Just Scream. 2022. We have a very special guest with us to do so tonight. Friend of the show, Matt Dartnell is here with us.
Hello. I've only ever heard the theme song at 2 times speed.
Oh my
God.
Those much different.
Do you listen to the entire thing at two times for the theme?
Every podcast.
Oh my God!
All of them.
I'm a
1.5 man, so
I'm a just
I want to
OG.
edge a little bit more.
Push it a little bit. You want me to Top Gun?
Man,
You know,
depending on the show, I'll get up to like 2.2,
Sure.
2.3.
Whoa.
If I'm really redlining it.
it feels. You go back and listen at normal speed. People are like, they're just like slow on purpose. Like they know we're.
I feel like that would stress me out. I don't know.
Keeps me focused.
I'm like, I can't. How many? I can't. It's too fast. It's too fast. I admittedly have never tried it. I don't know.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I will at a normal rate.
It would be cool. Yeah, I should talk slow so that the people that think everything's fucked up. The one guy talks slow, the other ones are fast. I don't know. Anyways, before we get too far things, thanks to Liz, where can people reach out?
Yeah, send us your suggestions for future franchises, as this one is almost to sequelrights@gmail.com, or find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at sequelrights.
Can you still find us on Twitter?
Yes, actually, I sometimes deleted my personal Twitter, but we still have secrets. So the other day I was like retweeting something from Bo to try and get a code. It didn't work.
Oh. Come on, go.
Thanks. That's here once per episode. Thanks, Elon. And yeah, please rate, review us wherever you're listening. 5 stars goes a long way. If you're listening on Spotify, there's not stars. Just listening does the thing. You have already done that. Please share out your favorite franchises on that social media. Probably, I don't know, Mastodon. I made that like a week ago.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway,
I've never heard anyone even talk about that thing ever anymore.
That is the end of this segment. Moving on.
Moving on. The main story tonight. No, what I wanted to talk about was Matt. What are you doing here? No, I'm kidding.
This is actually an intervention.
What is your Scream before we get into the new one?
I watched them all in anticipation of Scream 5 when it was released last year. I believe it was only a year ago, and yet this Friday we got Scream 6 coming hot. I like them a lot. I really like horror movies, seeing how they are about horror movies, trying to do something different. Like this movie indicates, they are, sort of whodunits.
Right.
It's a fun
Real
structure.
stab movies are mess slasher whodunits.
Sorry, I had that one queued ready.
I mean, right in the heart. I feel punctured. And validated because true. It's fun to go in that capacity where like it got me thinking about them in the aggregate as of like a pattern of behaviors, right? And so my theory of them now in particular is they are just this like weird cosmic game, like these poor fucking characters. There's just like a game board of Jumanji just buried in Woodsboro forever. They keep uncovering it every 10 years or so, and then they have to like call each other and be like, the game started. What are you talking? I have kids now. It's been 11 years. Yeah, someone found the game. I know what to tell you. You pick up the phone. You got to come here and play the game. And them, I think, in the whodunit structure, be able to like maintain these characters, sometimes not well, introduce all new characters as like cannon fodder or suspects. It's just fun. Good vibe. Scream movies are fun.
Nice. And you watched it before this one, it was the first time you were seeing him?
All of them, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Crazy. I'm a big horror nut. I was raised Mormon, so it's like I came to horror movies very late, and then I checked off a lot of boxes and left a lot of other ones unchecked for a while. So I'm always looking for like excuses.
As someone who walked over watching American Werewolf in London at my neighbor's house, and when there's nudity, immediately got up, walked home, and then felt guilty for a week. I shouldn't have seen those breasts.
I felt guilty for being rude as hell and walking out of a friend's house in the middle of a movie.
It was the 90s. We just came and went.
You felt shame.
Yeah. Social shame should have been what you felt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that exact experience?
Not like this.
With American Werewolf.
There you go.
Weirdly enough.
So that's amazing. You guys are living the same life.
It's those werewolf movies.
Oh boy. Well, why don't we travel back in time to
the way back machine.
See if we can remember what it was like.
Current, maybe the most movie we've ever done.
What? No, we stuff that comes out like right as it happens.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I was like, you talk.
Next week will be the most current. That's
right.
It's the most current one. Last one. Yeah, right. Let's let's get into it. Here we go. Everyone's got their automatic door.
That's right.
You're ready for this? Okay, here we go.
There's certain rules to surviving. Believe me, I know. They always come back. The killer part of something in the past. This one just different.
You're all in danger.
Well,
Sydney. I've seen this before.
this movie.
You said we were gonna do this. Go finish it, Sydney.
Oh my gosh, we are in 2020. What a mod sounding trailer. Could be otherwise.
I know.
It's like they even have that like drop like scream. I gotta say, you guys, I was very pumped to finally watching a Scream I hadn't seen yet.
Yay.
I was like, I can play the whodunit game along with everyone. How exciting!
Let's talk about the title because it's stupid. It's so confusing that half the posters say like "all new movie" in big red letters. Like,
It does.
It's not a re-release.
Yeah.
I love that they even go so far as to make fun of that in the movie itself.
They do.
Yes.
But yeah, they really felt it could have been, 5, but it was not.
Well, and I think
Changed it to a 5.
somehow they like the Halloween one when it happened. Oh, that's so stupid. But they were just like, that is what it is. That's it.
We've done
but
it
in
before.
this one,
Yeah.
they like kind of are. oh, but wait, now people are gonna know. We have to like apologize constantly and like put extra words on the poster and like they didn't stick with it, you know?
Yeah. Well, and also the Halloween one, you get away with that because it's like this, like there was movies over a longer period of time and a bunch of movies that were not in that canon and confusing. And
So yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't know how anyone would confuse this Scream with the original. Okay.
well, if say the average moviegoer looking at the newspaper and being like, I mean, this is the average 60-year-old moviegoer of like, oh, what's playing? Let's go see that. I remember that. Yeah, they must be
It's really just
re-releasing
because
it.
they decided to do it to go off Halloween's coattails and then just like stick to their guns. In my opinion, just kind of.
Well, I just think it's fun. I think it's probably not just I mean, I think it's the classic studio being like, oh, we can't have it Scream 5. That's
here's
no one's gonna
give it. What is the least the most forgivable sequel sin here? Just Scream, which is confusing, not terrible. Going with which I think that doesn't bother anybody who hosts this podcast.
It doesn't do studio now. It's Scream 6
now
is coming out.
So. Or did a Scream and some sort of bullshit subtitle.
No,
back to Woodsboro.
Still would be terrible.
Yeah.
No, I still have Cream like very slight, like they should have done it like that and just had to be styled like that occasionally and then like. It would have stood out because it's always been the same font. But then if you change the S a little bit, then it would have like
works for M3 again.
Yeah, M3 again.
Yeah, M3 again 5 Cream.
I just love that they have they have this whole moment in the movie of these YouTubers talking about the latest stab, and they're like, they couldn't even call it stab 8. Show like a screenshot the bead being slashed off to be an 8.
That's what they should
It's like literally what we're talking about. It's
but when I pulled it up on the Voodoo, all new movie in a red banner across the
Yeah,
Please.
It also, I think, also says 2022 after the title on Voodoo.
Oh, it did
Yeah,
it?
for it to be like the actual title. That's the call.
Scream 22.
Scream 2022.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is on IMDb.
Even now, even though we're in 2023, Scream 2022 feels like it's some like dystopic future.
Now that would be dope. Everyone's a hologram.
Blade Runner?
Yeah. 2022.
You can't stop hologram.
Yeah. Anyways, I had seen the cold open because it was like the trailer. So yeah, I had definitely seen that. And this movie really changes the rules on what I think about movies and a lot of horror movies because when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh well, that's obviously dead because the severity of her wounds was
even the
far,
ones you see in the trailer.
Yeah.
are far beyond like what. Just from seeing so many movies over time. Okay, if somebody gets stabbed that many times, sorry, they're
100% dead.
Yeah, but like this movie, all of the stabs are just miraculous. The fact that these people can live, and I get that technology and services have improved since the original.
You're giving it too much.
But it's just a lot. There is a lot of stabbing here. Like,
Pretty
wildly
brutal
inconsistent in terms of who lived.
I mean,
although I guess too, like Dewey messed up, and then it is a surprise he lives.
Yeah. So that's been happening.
There's a lot of stabs in there and kills in these movies where it's one and done. That's all you need. It's just someone gets like got shot, and then that's it.
Or if you get your throat slashed, you're
Yeah.
definitely done.
and I did like also in this movie that there's like a few things that went beyond just like, which we haven't really seen the Ghostface killers like do in a while. Like, Drew Barrymore, they like does some whatever, but like when Jenna Ortega's leg and the big's like, damn, that's not what I would expect in a new movie. So that was very nice.
Yeah, this one gets I think this might be like one of the most brutal ones we've seen. Definitely going hard on the R rating with lots of blood and some particularly gruesome deaths. I think.
Yeah.
That I was like, ooh, I can't.
It follows the rules of Scream that you need more deaths and more blood and more crazy deaths. So.
But yeah, we got Jenna Ortega right in the beginning. Love, I love all this whole like the conversation about elevated horror. Classic. I love it. And then the way that like the Ghostface call starts off really nonchalantly. You're like, oh, it is just some random guy who called slowly. I just love hearing him like slowly up the craziness as it goes on. And of course, have the same actor back doing the voice.
Which I think that something that is, I was thinking about this for
Roger
the original
Jackson.
Scream, and there's something that is line through classic horror of being disappointing, and that's certainly true in Scream. Of they're shaming her mom and everything else, and the conversation kicks it off in that same vein of like, oh, from Group, and it's her mom's alcoholic, or there's some other thing going on there that. I don't know. I feel like that is kind of important. Like the guest did that really well to shitty parents in horror movies. It's a fun classic trope.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's like, mom's in London.
London,
as it turns out.
Yeah. Which again, I thought, but spoiler town. I thought that playing into potentially more of this year. We'll see what happens in Scream 6, because that is a mystery that
I know. It's like there were
unturned.
There were a lot of parents, randomly that can come back and be who knows what, the killers or whatever.
That's so true.
Your Brandon Flowers could be one of the parents.
Yeah. Could be.
Going back,
Could
to
be
your
one of the
point about-
killers.
with the trailer, like so much of the trailer is this opening scene. It really leans in on the armed, disarmed thing,
Which reminded me so much of The Purge, like the entire time that was happening.
and I just kept thinking like, oh, is that where we're with this new one? We have new technology, we have new ways to put you in danger and stuff, and I think that they use that. I mean, technology in general, but like the armed disarmed thing in the movie less than they do even in the trailer. Like it is the centerpiece of the trailer.
Yeah.
And I love what you guys have said in previous episodes about like the technological balance that this franchise sort of necessitates, right? And I think that this one to be so much like, I don't know, we just cloned the cell phone. Like what do you want from us? But like, and that thing that they use kind of recklessly, like it's you can push that as much as you need to, or pull back on it as much as you need to. But that it wasn't just like in 11 years and technology's fundamentally changed. We're going to spend a lot of time thinking about that.
Right.
A lot of time thinking about that.
Yeah.
Pretty much, there wasn't the main new thing that they have is that find my friend, like find my location.
phone.
Oh yeah.
That was like the newest thing that they would have included this round, as far as a like new way to scare or lure people or convince them. They didn't really, the voice changer was only used for the Ghostface voice this time.
It's true.
Nobody's sounding like someone's mom. Someone's dead mom.
In the era of deepfakes too, so it's kind of admirable that they actually.
Well, they might do deepfakes. You never know.
I really think that when Wes, Dylan Minette's character, is calling Sam in the beginning of the movie, that phone call sounded fake as hell, like someone trying to trick her to go, but it was actually real. It just was him. He's just an awkward as hell kid. It's because he's the son of Jack Shepherd. so doesn't know how to talk to anybody. But anyways, I was like, that phone call sounded fake, but it wasn't fake.
It is fun as well, and so much of this goes to knowing who the killers are and sort of the rewatch time, but. The game of trivia that Ghostface demands. It's about the stab movies, like these are like needing to validate the thing that they love. These characters, this movie itself, needing to sort of validate like meta movies that it inspired in its own franchise. It's just kind of fun for it to be like no. Like we have enough to pull from. We can just be like, it's just stab trivia now.
Yeah, I know. It's like the levels of meta narrative and like meta joke that are like starting to pile up to the point where I'm like, I can't hold this anymore.
Yeah.
But it's like
was Heather Graham actually in any of the Scream?
Yeah.
But I do think that's a great point. Like, this whole time we've been, it was fun. That's why I enjoyed the kind of commentary of like these characters being like, I don't like those movies. I love these like really critically acclaimed horror films or whatever. But then, it's interesting that the killers are now just only about stab.
And it kind of goes to, with limited horror movies, you're able to have a intense conversation about themes. How did it make you feel? Wow, like the allegorical power of this thing. When it's like, if the movies are dog shit, and a lot of these franchises are dog shit.
Yep.
It's like about who was sister's dad is like basic trivia stuff because that's what you have to play, which is really interesting to think about.
Which person got last or whatever? Yeah.
Exactly. Because like it's about the fandom, it's about the thing, as opposed to the inherent quality of the thing, which is obviously like everything in this movie is about. A really cool way. The sort of like, I love this. It matters to me, so it should matter to everybody. Yeah.
This is my opportunity to pull a quote in from the namesake of our main character, John Carpenter, in a research of what do you think about elevated horror? And he says, I don't know what you mean by that. I think I know what you think you mean. But I don't have an opinion. Oh man,
I love him.
No, that's really true, because when someone says elevated horror to me, like, okay, like, I want to just turn it off, but then I'm like, I know what you mean, like, and you're not trying to be, offensive, or you're not trying to put down other movies. I know what you think you mean. That's so great.
Again, it makes me when he was doing a screening of The Fog over at Arrow one night, so I was like, are you gonna do it? Like, what are you gonna get into? Are you gonna do a movie anytime soon? He's like, and the time this was, he's like, I'm gonna get into Ninja Gaiden 2. like that's what I'm gonna do. Badass. He's the best.
There one moment in the movie where I was like, oh, this is you guys really go the elevated horror moment, isn't it? And I don't think it plays particularly well. My favorite moment of the movie, just because I think that like the way they did it. Can I spoil things?
Yeah,
go for it.
So it's like so R.I.P.
Yeah,
unfortunately, guys. It's an honor. His death scene really worked for me, and really made me be like, you like gave him the hero shot. Mm-hmm. He made a mistake. The love of his life calls him. That's his slip up. There's always going to be something. Mm-hmm. And then they're wheeling him out on a gurney, and that's when we go like big music, slow-mo. Gail Weathers is over here crying.
So sad.
And that's when I was like, oh, you guys are.
Yeah.
Like, you guys want to live hard.
I liked it. Yeah. That was like, so I saw the trailer, like that was the main reason that I talked about this in a previous episode where I put up all these muted whatever, because I saw the trailer and I was like, Dewey's gonna die. Like, it's pretty obvious in the trailer.
Oh, really?
They show him like by himself in the hospital a bunch of times, and I'm like, I don't think that's gonna go well for him. So that's why I was like, I gotta mute Dewey and scream, and because I didn't want to know going in like that people were gonna talk about him dying. Or
it's interesting considering where we are now. Screamix, Sidney Prescott out of the game because of the behind the scenes contract dealings, and so now I'm like, would they have written Scream 5 differently? Would that have mattered at all?
Right.
Like, what I'm not saying that was all publicity. It's like, is she gonna pop up at the very end all of a sudden? Now there's
no way. Sort of I feel like the bridges have burned.
I think so.
Real bad.
It's like I watched the trailer before coming in here, and I do that. You were smart to mute those words. Yeah. You were obviously validated by muting those.
Well, and I think maybe they would have like people around that they could bring back to kill from the originals, but like maybe they wouldn't have killed Judy if they had known that they weren't to have, even though she's not that important, but still just to have anyone that you can like pull in. I mean, there's like anyone, because everybody dies. We have like Sydney's or maybe still kicking around.
But
you got,
no one
like,
cares.
Randy's sister. Okay, I'm really happy to see her though. That because Heather Matarazzo Diaries, like she's so funny, and like when she looks at Dewey, it's just like, you look. It was so great.
I was surprised by how many people were back for this, because I
didn't know about a lot of them.
I knew for sure it was like those core three, and then be anybody else.
Yeah,
I was not expecting like Billy Loomis and
sure,
Deputy Hicks.
So the Billy Loomis thing.
Right.
I have a central complaint with this movie.
Yeah.
It is, and I need to that the actress is
you're about
Melissa
Barrera, who I think is fantastic in The Heights.
Yes.
Is not very good in this. I think that it is a performance that required that could have been incredibly fun, and Jennifer Ortega kind of steals the show. Jennifer Ortega steals the show from her, and I think that might be because that they she had barely neutral, because they didn't know scheduling wise how Scorch's performance for business was going to be in those scenes, because it is like her performance for me is incredibly flat. almost to the detriment of the movie.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I think for the ride with her, but really gets overshadowed by Jenna Ortega. Which I mean, obviously we have more information now. So like now that this girl, huge worldwide star.
But was she at the time?
See,
like,
a little bit.
I was kind of wondering that because watching the trailer, knowing that like that's how you run a Scream movie is you put your Drew Barrymore scene, and is she going to die? Yes, no. And I kept wondering like, was Jenna Ortega the biggest movie star in this movie at that point? You know,
I don't think when she was cast.
Some of them have been in. Actually, Jasmine Savoy Brown had been in Leftovers. And Mason Goodman, Cuba Good's son. I didn't realize, but he's. I knew him from Love Victor, but I think that was concurrent to this. And then Jenna was on Stuck in the Middle on the Disney Channel. So she was
upswing.
So for people of that generation, they for sure have known her forever from Disney Channel. And then so I think right before this. She was on season 2 in a big role, and I think that was already before this. Very popular in that role amongst whoever saw that show. But
right. I think that I don't know if you saw that SNL skit from a few weeks ago, where it was just like Hollywood Trivia, and it was like anything from the past 5 years.
Yeah, no one.
Nobody knew anything about it.
And then Dylan Minnette.
So I think to her credit, that was them trying to decide if they get that cameo, how that was going to play out, and so it kind of limited how she played that character, because there's something really interesting about her, not knowing if she's crazy or not knowing if she is the killer, trusting herself, and none of that plays out, and it's I don't know if she's in 6. I mean, it does out in her face.
Yeah.
in her performance.
Well, and this is the first time in the franchise I think. Oh no! Wait. Sydney did keep seeing those visions of like her mom,
haunted mom.
But anyway, other than that, other than that, this is when we really have people like conversing with a ghost and like. Taking their mental health education on the side and being like, which is
sure.
somewhat pathetic.
Look, I'll never hurt you have a debilitating,
right? And so it's,
and I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, you have a lot of discussion of the openly admits like, I did a lot of drugs. I tried to cope with this kind of thing, but yet, like, even though she doesn't say anything about stopping her medication. She's still like just talking to Ski Ulrich like in the mirror. It's like weird. It's a little bit rough, and the way that it ends, where he kind of like help her.
I know, it's like they
inspires her.
Yeah. He's doing like the Eve celebration and like ghost thing at the end, and he's like on her with pride, and like, you did it. Good. Like,
because isn't it like, she's got
that's a different sequel.
I don't know.
She's got a ghost that points out where the guns are. Sorry.
It's rough. It's rough, and the whole thing with that being her dad, and the way they leave it is really rough. That was like the one thing in the movie that I was
well, this is the whodunit goes too. I feel like I mean, so there's that moment really early on where she gets attacked in the hospital.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, like unless I think they really trying to make us maybe think that she was imagining that,
but she was crazy. Yes,
it's like I don't think she is. I never bought she was actually crazy. So like, okay, then it has to be the boyfriend. Like,
yes,
100%.
Yeah,
it's him. I thought it was him. Like from the very
you did?
Jack quit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not think that it was Amber right away, but it got pretty obvious towards the end.
Yeah.
Well, another thing too is like all movies now is like Chekhov's inhaler. In the first 1 minute, she's like, just takes a puff of her inhaler, and I was like, well, the whole movie's gonna crux on that. I know for sure. Yeah. Anytime anyone has an inhaler,
I don't know. I'm like, wait a second. There's another way. Like, was this planned?
Look, addicts are people too, okay? My inhaler's in the car. Yeah,
you didn't leave party house?
Yeah. So, I didn't really know until later that it might be the killer, but what I did think was telegraphed really early on was, like you said, you saw the trailer, but it was gonna be Dewey. So, like, when things start happening, Dewey calls Sydney as his first call. And he's like, don't come here, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, I'm not going to come there. There's no freaking way I'd come there. I have literally no desire to come there. And it's like, okay, Dewey obviously has to die because it's the only way she's going to come now. So that kind of telegraphed it to me.
Yeah.
And you don't unless she comes, unless she shows up to play.
Yeah.
Going back to like this scene in the movie, it's phone calls are being made. Oh my god, the game started again. I did a really good job planting there's that scene in the original Scream where like they tell you it's Lily and Stu.
Yes.
Telling you like you did it, wink wink wink. There's a moment in the hospital room in this one where Richie and Amber do a very like, maybe you're the killer, and watching it the second time, knowing that I was like, oh, it's really cool to watch these who like should not know each other, right? And they have this like idiot sort of like, this warm connection, this willingness to just banter with each other and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's cool to see how that was like of the first movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
I kind of thought I did think early on that it was Amber, and then I kind of moved off because she also like seemed to have this like weird like hatred of her, Jenna Ortega's character's sister, like the main character.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my like bigger question about the movie. Why does she hate Sam?
Well, because I think that made sense to us, that your best friend, like your older sister is a legend around town, and it's just like she abandoned her. You.
Yeah.
Especially if they're planning to frame her, they're going to want to keep pointing out how shitty she was.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's for everybody.
Yeah, a lot of the girls in this movie are like doing and being so mean to each other that I was like, do they actually each other? Like I don't know. Like she was being so protective of Jenna Ortega. I was like, is it going to be that she has a crush on her? And later with like the twin sister and the girlfriend, I was like, is it that she really likes her? Like what?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just that I want to see that at some point in the series. But I don't know. Or maybe just because this movie takes place in 2022, I was like more in that headspace. Like there's gonna be a secret lesbian thing here that's gonna maybe say into the killing, but it didn't.
Liv goes dark in that conversation to the point where I was like, why are you being so so dark? Other than to be like maybe she's for 2 seconds,
but. Right?
That does feel like another situation.
Yeah,
you know.
Yep. Oh man. So I mean, we get this is definitely I don't know what you guys thought, but I enjoyed like. I'm too for this shit.
Yes.
Sure.
He looked good, I gotta say.
Yeah. People keep saying he doesn't look good. The man has never looked good.
No,
he looks great. He looks great.
I mean, as do so, David.
Yes.
It's way to go, Dewey. The trailer life is working really well.
I just love his introduction back into it. Like he's down with them, and he's immediately like, "How do you know this guy?
Yeah,
how long did you know this guy? Like, did he ever talk about your dad?
Yeah.
Like immediately?"
And I also do love performance after he nailed it in one.
Listen to him.
Jack Quaid is great in this movie.
And again, knowing that he's the killer, like you just knew he was having the time of his life, and that's being like, this guy's so good. This guy is so good at playing. I can't believe it.
Yeah, and
it's like he gets the Han Solo.
Yes, he does.
I can see him come back as a ghost.
The same death, the same. It's an honor. The same. This is sort of my process.
Yeah,
I feel like that.
Did Solo get gutted?
I've been dancing around this, and so for the game of Scream. And are saying that Benoit Blanc should wander in one of these Scream movies because again, do reference Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson stab 8.
Made stab 8, but then they're also using this as a proxy for Last Jedi discourse.
Oh my god, that Scream!
The
Scream 2022 is just a movie about
toxic
the
fandom.
Last Jedi.
Yes,
specifically toxic fandom, specifically around the Last Jedi.
And during that scene, I was like, I'm fucking done with this movie. I am done with this movie.
Let's talk about the Lady Marsh Memorial sit around in his memorial home theater because. Yeah, it's like they don't tell you in the beginning. They all walk in and there's pictures of Randy and it's like, oh, he was our uncle. It's like, oh, okay,
Poor.
Which I love. it's just kind of come up in recent years, the recent trope of like black kids have a parent you weren't expecting because it's white.
Yeah.
Like Detective Pikachu, and like that kind of thing. It's like, what? It's blown because they have one white parent.
Randy's sister?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
I love how you just gave us the side eye to Detective Pikachu.
Not a twist.
Sure.
Unless racist. Like, I mean, it's still a twist, Pikachu. But like, it shouldn't have been big of a surprise. I'm sorry for spoiling Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
But yes, this
one works better. But
does.
it's like you would never think that they were like related to Randy.
Right. And then, but I was like, wow, it really could be interesting to like figure out who their dad is in a later movie, but I'm like, wait, all the boys were killed. I'm pretty sure literally every single one was killed.
Yeah.
Like cameraman in two, he died. The roommate died.
Wait, the cameraman.
Did he make it?
I think he made it.
I think he made it.
I think
He made it? Okay, better be their dad.
It could be.
Okay.
Oh my god. I love new Randy in Min's.
Yes.
She is fantastic.
Her performance in
incredible.
this movie is awesome. Like I loved like as the movie goes on, you just see her making these faces at people like, I see what you did there. I'm calculating whether or not you're the killer now. Like, and she talks about how her rankings have changed throughout the movie. It's
incredible, and it's probably
great.
the success of this movie. But they like got a lot of people like Jenna Ortega and Jason Savoy to get them like right before Yellow Jackets and right before Wednesday is like just incredible.
Yeah,
and they're both so good.
I mean, her turn in Leftovers is all
great,
time.
yeah,
right.
It's really nuts.
Yeah, she's so good in that movie. And then Mason is really good at other stuff that I've seen him in as well. But
he's fun in this too.
He always like which every time I see him, that kid is like old. And he's always like a high schooler, but he's just like so tall and so good looking. You're always like, wait, old sister Herson. Like, but yeah. There's a lot of like nepo babies in this too.
There
which
sure is.
Cute. I like it. Yeah. I don't really. I'm not really part of that discourse, but yeah, it feels very appropriate for this franchise.
Well, part of that, the only part of the discourse that I've been tapped into is that Jamie Lee Curtis is the original nepo baby, so it gets back into horror lineages.
Yes.
So it's all good.
Yeah, I liked it. So yeah, it was over a lot of roles.
She says stuff like this.
Oh my god, he's making a requel. A what? Or legacy are torn on the terminology.
God, please.
I want to leave the last part in there because I feel like that's what our friends say when we're talking about this kind of stuff. Like, can you guys shut up?
I have not really heard that much.
No.
Me neither.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard I can't even say it.
Yeah.
Requel.
Squeakquel.
There's a squeakquel, yes. We all love a
Of
squeakquel.
course, we talked about it last week.
Constantly talk about the squeakquels. But yeah, I always hear legacy sequel.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
But it's just fun to hear them explain all these rules now, because they kind of it was this movie is like we can talk about it later, but it's like pretty similar to Scream 4 as like
it is
the kind of territory they're covering.
Right.
And that is a set of rules that we've had too, where Dewey's like, these are the
he
Scream
laid out
rules.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then this is more like not quite the stab rules.
These are
but
like
it is like right. How do we fit those Scream rules into where we are with the form?
Yeah.
It always comes back to the original.
Well, it was interesting too because Dylan Matt in this scene is like, wait, my mom in the movie, and they're like, no one cares about your mom. You're not gonna die. And I was like, oh, him and his mom are next.
Next to death.
Yeah. I also love that Sheriff in this scene is drinking wine, then gets in her cop car to go pick up some.
It's the legal limit, you know.
The scene, we're still talking about like in the the kind of like rule or requel or whatever. I think probably has one of my favorite moments in the movie.
Yes,
and it goes to.
I think we're going to talk about it.
It goes to. Well, I don't know if it's the same thing, but yeah, it goes to Dewey. I have this. Play
it.
It's like the line in the movie, best moment, and his fight, and it's this.
Well, maybe you're the killer.
It was so good. That line, I was like, that is the greatest entire movie. He delivered it so well. Also, you know that it's his real ex-wife. And, like, you know, and Dylan Minette's like, the love of your life left you. You washed up, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Like, it works on so many levels, and it was so just earnest and cute. I was like, oh my God. Such a good line.
Cut deep.
Play it again.
Okay, yeah. It's
so
really
good.
Well, maybe you're the killer. Because that cut deep.
That's not acting. That's not acting.
I was ready in that moment, actually. Yeah.
Oh my God. So good.
So then we go to Hair of Judy.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh my God, great sequence.
So the sequence. I love about the sequence, and I want to pepper this over the conversation, that they mask the reveal actually being the house from the original movie by having this house have a similar layout and making it feel like that's just what the houses in Woodsboro look like. There is a lot of mirroring of the sequence to the party sequence that allows it to be masked for that reveal, although it wasn't masked, all that well. I knew pretty early.
I feel like, I don't know.
But this sequence is the allows for the film to obscure that it does, and that is the most brilliant filmmaking that I think is happening in this movie.
Yeah, to say this is the director of Radio Silence.
Yes,
for this, and who you may remember from the VHS series, and they've taken over the reins of Scream.
Ready or Not as well.
Yeah, Ready or Not. Yeah,
yeah.
That's
I'm curious about. I get into talking about this Judy sequence because it's amazing,
so good.
But I am curious if I don't know if we knew behind the scenes, and I'd love to figure out maybe before our next episode, is if it was by the success of Ready or Not, if they're allowed to pick their shot, hey, that's what we want to do, or if it was of all the Miramax being split off because of all the lawsuits that the rights came available, and maybe it's both at the same time.
Well, and Kevin Williamson is still involved.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Producing.
Yeah.
I think it is a little bit of a blend, honestly,
right?
Because I know that Spyglass was like looking to read the thing, for example.
And thank God for freaking Harvey Weinstein.
Yes.
So you don't even have to feel like, oh, he might get money from like he. Yeah.
There's part of me that hopes that directing team, like after Ready or Not, they're like, well, what do you want to do? They're like, give us Scream.
Yeah.
Are you guys trying to make another Scream?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah. I love this whole Judy Hicks and sequence because there's so many
fake outs,
amazing fake outs, and like
on both ends too. Man with son,
and it's like kind of like when she was in the car talking to Ghostface, I was like, oh, he's just trying to get her to come back, and he's gonna kill. So it's kind of like. I was like, oh, I know that's going to happen. It's then continued to play out in like surprising ways. And I just loved this this extremely slow moment where he's like setting the table. Because at this point I was still like, oh, maybe he could be the killer. Like he still might be the killer. I don't know. Because I was like assuming there was two, and so it could have still been him, and that's why he's the killer or whatever. Mm-hmm.
Rewind quickly. I was commenting while I was watching this aloud that I was like, I can't recall a movie doing a shower slasher scene with a dude in the shower, and it's like it's 2023. That's a bummer. Like the first, that's actually lazy. Easily gender swap that, and that would be the first thing that you would do. And I think this is the first time I've seen that.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
me too. I like the shot. I like the joke.
Yeah.
I like
and he even calls it out. He's like,
have you seen Psycho? And then the shot is up at the shower head.
Right. And
works
that's
really
like causes her to spin around,
yes.
right? And she's like, fuck.
My kids. That's
the
shower.
Yeah. He was just at a run. Yeah,
that and the white wine.
I love this whole movie had me think. This whole moment had me thinking about Scream 4 because they're always talking about how like, oh, you can't do the they actually made the joke about like opening the refrigerator and then someone's there. So it's like you can't. The expected is the new like. What do they say? What's the word? I'm blanking. The unexpected is the new cliche. That's what they were saying. So I was thinking about that movie the whole time because they were like, 6 different moments where you're like, killer's gonna be behind this, and he wasn't. Behind this, and he wasn't.
Well, and they're doing the music and the whole too, and it really made me. I was, I should have gone to the because everyone in the theater would have been like
so
laughing every single time. Like,
so my went to the drive-in to see them, and
nice.
I am so jealous of that experience because it was still, it wasn't comfortable going to the theaters and everything else. It was outdoors.
And I think I didn't see it.
This is a perfect drive-in movie. I am bummed that I did not have that experience.
Yeah. I just love too. It's like the door opens like, oh, it's probably like Sheriff Hicks probably like climbed to the door and then I'm like, oh, he didn't open it to see.
I love it. He's just like
and then surprise, the killer's right there, and he gets a pretty brutal death.
He does.
That was gross.
Yeah. The makeup on that was incredible.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh, he was the one who had all
Taser
the
is
tasers.
just out of where you see him reaching for it, and you're hoping that he's gonna get it.
He was the one who was prepared.
Was he the year? No. I think those guys are smart.
Yeah.
And what you can think about with like they know that we know.
Yes.
And so for these scenes to be like about kind of having fun and with the audience when you're watching it. Like,
That's the entire point.
How many
Yes.
fridge gags? How
Yes.
many cupboard gags can we get into this scene? And we're gonna end it with a date immediate kill scene.
I love
in
the
front
daylight
of everybody.
Two daylight kill. Also, she had already told the entire force to converge on her house. It still
took like
them
4
a long
minutes.
time.
Still gets there.
Yeah.
I just love it's such a great because there was times where I'm like, oh man, I wonder if people were like mad about this scene because it's so long. Because like even without or you even get to like the fake out scares, like putting like each plate and the cups
so fun,
and
though.
I think it's
Really,
fun.
yeah.
I was
It went on so long. I was like, I think he's gonna live. So they just subverted
was a
the
whole
end.
fake out
It's just a whole movie where he just like goes to college and
Dealman edition.
So what you're talking about of the behind the fridge and everything that is self-referential about these movies. There's a game that came out last year. It's a Netflix game now, but originally it's called Immortality, and it's
What do you mean by it's a Netflix game?
Netflix like free
the
games.
trivia?
It's
only
kinda
like it.
More
But
than that.
So it's free. It's free, and it's really super interesting. You can basically scrub through reels from old movies, and then all of the images are like links that you can kind of travel through, and you're basically uncovering the tragic story of this old Hollywood starlet.
What?
And I would love an experience like this for these movies, just where there's visual hypertext across the entire franchise, because
That would be cool.
the mows across each one of these is so much, and I want like there was a shirt that I sent to this group that was just like stab Cole, and like I want all of the meta universe stab things to be part of that on. But yeah, like how you can capture all of the crazy self-referential meta stuff that is from self-referential for the Scream movies, and then self-referential to the Babadook outward. Like they're just very, very smart about how they're laying, and it's a ton of fun if you're not taking it too seriously.
Yeah, and it is the kind of thing where like you're describing all these things, and I'm just bringing reality just closing in on itself. That's how we create the first man-made black hole.
Scream lore is so dense.
I know. We're getting there.
That they're so smart where it's like right, but that you talk about it for X amount of time, and they're just like that's enough.
Yeah.
Like, we'll do another cupboard gag. It'll be great, and sort of reset the black hole timer.
Well, and they also cut that off at the knees, because people that care about this too much, like they're the villains this movie.
Very true.
I don't have a really formed thought on this. Really. I did more about the whole like weird depiction of mental health and her dad or whatever. That to me was clearly like a little bit toward the end. Also, I'm not quite sure. Like they also try to do this thing of like Elle's not going to write her book, and therefore these kids are going to die in anonymity.
Sure.
But I was like, it just is not going to happen. Bill, you're not that important. They're going to, and
They
I
can
think
just option the news story.
right, and especially when they don't really mention much about the media and how Gail covered the Emma Roberts killing. I would have liked to hear something about that because it's going to reflect what happens.
That's what I was going to say. Is like, because the end of 4 shows that the world's going to do it anyway, with or without Gail. Like, this is the end. That was the great ending. Of this movie.
And I mean, wouldn't it be so nice if you know if the victims say they don't want anything depiction and we want these people to be anonymous and not held up and and made depicted by famous actor. It would be nice if that was all it took.
And all the citizen journalists are like,
you know what?
Totally,
it's the right thing to do. But all I've been I watched it, so I'm guilty of the Dahmer thing, and the mother of the victim keep coming back and saying, every single time you pick this up, I tell you not to do it. Of course, journalists keep commenting and calling her and be like, "What do you think now that Evan Peters won another?" And she's like, "I don't care," and I still think. So it's just
I was that I see if it happened in the next movie, but there is definitely a true angle to like if I was crafting the next story and the next killer, that would take.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's just Gail. Who the heck do you think you are? Like I get you on a morning show, which is just kind of funny. Jennifer Aniston is also on the morning show. But I get that you're on a morning show, but just you choosing not to take one story is not going to keep this train from going. And so I kind of hope that's what this next one might be a little bit about. I know they're going to New York, so
yeah. I did.
Is it a waste of time to point out Dewey dead? She'll be doing the morning show.
Oh boy!
Zing!
Yikes!
Hey, myself out.
Like I have a child, and I did not make that joke. That was a dad, non-dad.
You're part of the problem. Okay, you're the reason that the fridge would continue.
That's right.
That kind of joke on Reddit and Twitter.
Gotta tweet it.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, speaking of like Courtney Cox and Dewey, like I really love. Only really get one scene together, but I think it was really well done. Yeah, and like we get filled on the history of like what happened.
Yeah,
and I thought actually, because like we've mentioned,
right?
They have real history, and so you really kind of feel that, and it's really well.
From what I understand, they actually do like cordial, and I think they co-parent son, right?
They do, but I do believe he actually to rehab.
Yes, some kind. Yeah. Because there's that whole wrestling movie too. The
Ready to Rumble.
Is that the one? No, the David you killed David Arquette or whatever, the fake documentary thing.
Ready. I was thinking Ready to Rumble as well.
Yeah,
you both were.
That poster comes straight to my mind. Yeah.
But that gets us to Dewey death. Is Sam sees the show up at Sheriff Judy's, knows that no one's at the hospital. Go to the hospital. Mm-hmm. Surprise! Someone is it's Ghostface, and so Dewey has to gets his hero shot.
Yeah,
I do like that scene a lot.
And I think it's interesting that she was like just extremely painfully trying to push herself in this wheelchair because we haven't seen anything like that in this because people just die and we don't see them trying to recover. And so I've seen it maybe in other shows, but like she did a good job of depicting like, oh god, every movement is just excruciating.
And you see like her
pain.
hair start to bleed.
Yeah, she got through. That was rough.
Yeah. And then I definitely was like, they have that whole thing where she's on the phone. She's on the phone with Ghostface, and she's like, maybe out of time. And the door opens, and Dewey fires off some shots. And I was like, I was watching. I was like, said it out loud, like, are you kidding? Right there, like, come on. And I do feel bad. He kind of. I his death, but it feels like we our continued concern of Dewey being like kind of doofy or whatever.
Right.
But
yeah, I did like that he admitted.
You vote for him for sheriff?
Yeah, that's true.
I
did like that he at some point. I've been stabbed more than 9 times, and I've got this funny little limp. And we're like, I like that he acknowledges that it was a pretty limp.
Yeah. I did notice that it was back this around.
Did it turn it off at one point?
I feel like in
3 when he's doing the Hollywood consult.
Yeah. It's like,
but look, when you don't use your physical therapy to a bottle, your nerve damage.
Sure.
Yeah. But
That's actually probably very real.
yeah, his death scene was rough.
Yeah.
Like we've actually seen Ghostface like gut someone, and now we see how it's done with 2 knives.
Double knife.
Like the splat of like part of his guts coming. It's just like so gross.
It's an honor.
Yeah, I like the yes.
And I do
Yes.
He's like,
do
not today. Yes, today.
easy. I like the line when Sam is talking to Gale and says, I didn't know him well, but he helped me, and then says that's what he did. He did to people. I think it's a nice sign up for the character, and it does get our sisters to reconcile, which is nice. So good for them.
Yeah, and that's the moment when Sydney comes back to town.
Back down.
And we learn an important piece of information that I was like, I need to confirm this. Gale asks, "How's?"
Is Mark actually his name?
Is the name of Patrick Dempsey?
I didn't look it up.
Really?
I didn't even look it up. There's no way that's his name.
His name is Mark Cade.
Oh my God.
Apparently they have kids together. I mean, I guess it could be a different Mark. It's got to be the same Mark.
gotta be the same
Why
Mark.
else would she say
It's
how's
gotta
Mark?
be the same Mark.
I am flabbergasted. I had that
Holy
thought. I didn't even bother to look it up. I was so sure that no one would bother to make that connection, but I should have known better in
We're
this
talking
franchise.
about these movies.
Yes.
Again, hypertext.
Patrick
fans
Dempsey out there.
Oh
He's
my
out there.
God.
Patrick Dempsey, Killer, Scream 6, Money.
Oh
Yes.
my
Money on the table. Money on the table.
God. Dragging my wife into these things. I'm gonna kill everyone. Yeah.
Let her stay with the kid.
He's like, I'm gonna Woodsboro. This never happens again.
Oh my God.
Good.
Is that how it's gonna work? Yeah, I don't know.
Wow. Believe it.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
That was a crucial
I'm
reveal.
so
That's a
happy to
sequel
hear
rights
that. It
hot
is.
tip.
Yeah.
Fly. It just goes quick. But I was
Yeah.
like, I gotta look that up.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go.
So
But she's
proud
back.
of him.
She's back to town, of course.
Yeah, well, and the weird thing though is that I was like, even though nothing's gonna get her here, but Dewey's death, she clearly, obviously, had to leave before he was killed.
True.
That's true.
And that hasn't made it in the news yet. Did she?
At some point, she's just like, I just gotta come kill this guy. I gotta kill Ghostface.
I have not seen this movie, and I'm speaking with a friend who had recently rewatched all of them, and he was kind of bothered. When did you have kids?
I don't know.
He's like, she has a baby.
Well, it's
3?
Yes.
It's been
Oh, I thought it was 2.
it's been multiple years. I mean,
Yeah, it was
you could
20,
tend-
11,
if she hasn't done anything else.
She was like 30.
Oh well, I don't know how old. I don't know what the ages were exactly.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, and you don't know if she
Her husband
gave
is-
natural birth.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Could be adopted.
That's
who
right,
knows?
right.
Who knows?
This is Patrick Dempsey.
That too.
That's how you got the
Dempsey.
That's right.
And, like he's a real doctor, so he probably knows all about fertility.
I like Neve Campbell in this movie. I like Sidney Prescott. I don't think she has much to this movie.
No.
I did want to bring
In a major way, like for her to show up just so she can quip a little bit and feel for Dewey as a way to emphasize that. Fire some shots as we kind of go into the third act. But that's really it.
No, she doesn't have to be in this movie.
I did want to bring up like we talked, or I brought this up last week a little bit. What was it about like Scream 4 that they didn't like immediately Scream 5 then, and now they're doing 2 in a row here. But I think it's interesting that like having seen both movies, I feel like they're kind of pretty similar. They're both like intergeneration, but the Scream 4 is like. With that movie, it's still up in the end feeling like really mostly about the legacy characters because we kill off most of the young ones, and one of the young ones is the killer. And
Which
the young ones are
watching that now in 2023 fun and refreshing. It was just like, we're not doing it.
But then I was like, yeah, this movie, it's like kind of a similar setup, but the legacy characters in this one definitely feel extremely like characters. Like if you look at it, like honestly, like when I was done, I was like, oh, so literally, if they would have never been around, they probably wouldn't. The killers didn't care about killing them.
No.
It had nothing to do with them, really. It was not even about...
Yeah, if Gail had just got, like, she did, and then it was just like, that's it, bye.
If they had never gotten involved, the killers were not like, out of them at all. They were just out to kill and to create a new Scream or a new Stab story. Right?
Oh my God! You know, I apologize in advance. But, okay, Dewey's Han Solo, and Gail is Luke Skywalker, and now Sydney is Princess Leia. She unexpectedly is coming back.
Oh my God!
I hate myself. Yeah. That's
I don't know if people how many trailers you've seen of the new one, but I have thoughts about what's happening in the next movie.
Okay, yeah, but, I've seen the trailer.
But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. They so it's like similar setups, but this one they really do with the new characters and like making you. I feel like you're really connected to them.
And more of them survive.
Yeah, which is
very important.
Yeah, and it's much like Scream, the original Scream. There's a bunch of characters that get stabbed or shot or whatever, like Randy too. They all like get attacked in some way, and they survive. And it's just it's like enough of them are alive to carry on the next generation and be to them now, so that we don't even need the legacy characters anymore.
Gooding was one of them at the end where I was like, this dude survived.
Yeah, I thought he was dead
this
for
fucking
sure.
guy
I enjoyed their little thumbs up.
Yeah,
that was nice.
Like they're brother and sister, but they don't like each other that much.
This moment too, like I love that he followed the thing all the way out there, and he's like, it shows our faces are right next to each other. I don't see her. And he's like, fuck this. And
even before that, I love his moment where I don't know how to say this without sounding like an asshole, but I can't have sex with you right now.
It was good.
I was totally sure you're not going to murder me.
Like, not now, but like in a bit. But
the game is starting. We have sex while we're playing the game.
He was like, you're gonna be here with all the witnesses around. Yeah,
he's just like. I love too when she was like, "Fuck you." It's a valid reaction. He's like that too.
He's like, trying to like validate everything he's saying as she runs away.
Totally.
So that was
also,
really funny.
Yeah, the scream is happening.
So it's the inhaler thing. They have to come back to the house. Whose house?
Tyler, you said that it was obvious to you, right?
Didn't start becoming obvious to me until she's watching TV and her brother's behind her arguing or whatever.
There were a few moments where like like that back of your mind thought popped into my head was like, this kind of looks familiar. Like I thought it's kind of like the house from the first movie.
So here's why it was familiar to me. It's a fairly 90s layout of house. Like, and then that was a very like where the stairs were situated. It's just like that's just not. I thought that it was smart art. I think that it was what I said before is that the way that they set up the Woodsboro house and Sheriff Judy's death, I thought was that was very much in place in time, and they agent really well. And they were doing the thing, and then I was like, oh, but this is different, and it's becoming more familiar. And so but I for the reveal, I wouldn't say that it was like spoiled.
Right.
I think they did an incredible job with it.
The reveal of like, oh, this case, and oh my god, yes, this is it. Yeah.
And we've already done that too with like in Scream 3 with the prop house and everything else. This had the feeling of the house much more than the setup of the house.
When she goes into the basement beer. By the way, that was another one where I was like, is this sexual tension in between these two? like when they go down and they're arguing.
They played that really well.
Yeah.
I mean, like trying to...
Are they going to kiss or like...
Or are they going to kill each other?
No.
That character, I just...
She's so
great.
How she was like... He was like, I can't believe you're watching this movie. It's so inappropriate. She was like, well, I'm also going to smoke. And I'm maybe going to go. And then the girl's just like, hey.
And then she's literally like, come here.
She's... so good.
Do you want to into the basement with me? No.
But you're right to ask.
She's watching Stab, and in Stab they're watching Halloween, and she's yelling at the TV. But I love that she actually realizes and is like, wait a minute, I should look behind me right now.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Nothing. I'll turn. Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's so great. This whole part two had Tyler. You brought up like funny ADR stuff. There was a really funny line. I loved like kicking everyone out and Jack being like, "Thanks, teenagers, time to go. Oh, thanks for leaving the cup. That was great." The part where somebody comes to inform, and I thought this line was also really funny and well read.
Somebody's goofy ass dad is kicking us out. God damn it.
She's like, Mindy's like making out with that girl, and this guy's like, somebody's goofy ass dad is kicking.
I think I don't know this for sure, but there's some celebrity cameo ADRs. And I think that actually might be Matthew Lillard.
That might be, yeah. Because he did, you're right. He did a party goer thing.
And he's also thrower Ghostface.
Yes.
Will you play that again? I want to see if I can hear. Would that Matthew Lillard clip right there?
It's a few folks that did party goers, and Drew Barry, principal,
Henry Winkler.
Like when
there was also really Liberate ADR when Sheriff Judy does a U-turn and someone goes, "Fuck you!" Like they took the time to do that. So I was like, "That, yeah."
Here. Let me play it again for you. Listen close.
Somebody's goofy ass dad is kicking us out. God damn it.
That sounds like Jamie Kennedy.
No, it was Jamie Kennedy.
That sounds like Jamie for sure.
Because he's also one of the party goers.
Let me hear one more time.
Somebody's goofy ass dad is kicking us out.
It's Jamie Kennedy.
I'm like, that just shows kids never know who people are. But as soon as he started kicking people out, I was like, I got suspicious because I was like, "But you need to kick people out for her to run up at the inhaler? Like that doesn't make any sense. You need to kick people out at all."
And it's like things was my friend. Like for him to be like, no, I need to clear the room of suspects, and it's like, none of these people are suspects.
Yeah.
These are just like random teenagers who got invited to a house party. You're being weird. You're being really weird right now.
Yeah.
And there's I don't know if you caught. I didn't catch this when I was watching, but I watched the features and there's about how like. Obviously the character of Wes was like a tribute to Wes Craven, and then they set it all up. That party was like a memorial party.
Yeah,
I don't know because there's like
it says like
for Wes.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it. I was like totally.
They were
notice it.
talking about like it was like he would have liked this.
Yeah. And so I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it was nice.
It's hinged on that.
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
And so then the truth comes out. I guess Amber. I really like her.
She's fun.
I didn't like her the whole movie, but she was bringing the Matthew Lillard energy to all the reveals.
Yes.
It's the first time I feel like the first one that we've seen since that really off.
Welcome to Act 3.
That's the line. It's really good. I think that was my biggest fan theater.
Yeah,
the first time. I was like, thank you for that.
I love her. Yeah, and it's like. It's fun. It's fun to watch a scene where, like, leading up to where it shoots Liv in the head, where it's like, could you please just stop screaming? Like, shut up. And then she's, you could be the killer, and you're like, right. And then when she's when Sydney and Gail show up, and she does that whole act of like coming out of the thing, like screaming. They're just like, what do you think? Is this bullshit?
Yeah, I love it. I love that.
They have like poker face moves.
Yeah. Bullshit. Which I did. Throughout this movie is a poker face bullshit.
And I mean, and we talked about Courtney Cox being sidelined, but she does have this moment that is also in all trailers, but I thought it was a great moment.
You ready? The best?
Yeah.
When she's ready, for this never. I thought that was.
I also thought they did a great job having Jenna Ortega being in the closet, and then made you think that her sister's like, you could be the killer.
Yeah.
And I think it's the first time that they've played on somebody falling for those temptations and then actually trust in a way that I think that is the more interesting sense, and I think we'll probably see more of that in Screams.
And then it's just like good strategy. Right?
It's great strategy.
If it's a big board game, they're like, maybe you're not the killer, but like I don't have to worry about your chat up in the closet. So I'll be back later.
Yes.
Once we find out who these fucking killers are.
She releases him as a good surprise. I think that it plays against the expectations in a way that's like smart. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. So funny, like knowing the ready or not shift this, it is very they're approaching the structure of these movies.
And what makes me come out? Like what Amber's turn is pretty defined, but I can't remember what
Sydney is shooting people left and right.
Oh yeah. Sydney's going like, come out.
Shooting every door.
That was the best. That was bad. I was like, fuck. She's not fucking. I mean, it makes sense. She's not gonna fuck around with it.
That is actually the only reason for her to be in this movie because
she pulls the trigger.
Yeah, she's just like bop. Bop.
She's like, anyone here who or not, you got 5 minutes to come out.
Which jury in America convict me? I'm pulling the trigger.
Yeah, I'm Sidney Prescott. Like I'm a American.
Yeah. It's just like he has that line where he's like he runs up to He runs up to Sam and is like, is it Sam? Yeah, he runs up to Sam and he's like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're alive. Because I wanted to be the one to kill you. And like, stir in the leg. Yeah.
That's right. I do really like his line where it's like, it's a bummer, it's me. And I was like, it's a bummer, it's you. You could have been a good boyfriend. Horror movies, very little good boyfriends.
Yeah, and he had horrible and you were like, doesn't he say you were easy to have sex?
Yeah.
I was like,
which is the Lily Loomis thing.
Yeah. That was rough.
Yep.
But.
The fact that this I mean, this guy's a horrible, weird that fan, toxic fan, blah blah blah. But the fact that he takes all the time to move to Modesto and work at a bowling alley and get in a relationship with this girl. Ugh.
Look, from weird Reddit dudes, he was like, I'm just going in George Lucas' footsteps.
His monologue about fans is so great.
Right.
It's really good.
Like I pulled this one where he's like
how can fandom be toxic?
It's about what we love.
They just make fun of for loving something.
It's like, no, we make fun of moving to Modesto and getting a bowling alley so you can fuck a girl. You can kill a girl so you can get famous.
Or make a different, not even get famous, so that they make a better movie.
Yeah. Or your fandom.
It's like
this does go back to what we were saying about Stu's house and the sort of we don't need these legacy characters because these two killers are particularly interested in killing them. It's not part of their. But I love that it starts with Stu's house because they know that's what headlines is going to read.
Yeah.
They've seen the article, and if it's another mass murder at a house where a previous mass murder happened, of course it's going to get made. Of course, it's going to get made into a movie.
Yep.
It's very smart.
And it's like I really had fun with this because I just didn't know. I guess I didn't know what to expect. I enjoyed it and was surprised to learn how smart this movie is about commenting on something so time making the killers. I was like, this is 2022 and we were still really in talking about Last Jedi and stuff like that. Toxic fandom is a constant thing now.
Yes.
And I just love that he chose that to comment on, and it's really smart. I feel
and I do feel like it was more nuanced than the I don't want to wait, I just want to be famous. This is definitely deeper than
they're putting work.
Yeah,
they are work.
Yeah. I thought I was just like, you're always what's the motive behind the killers in these movies, and I just thought it was really smart to do this.
Again, I was dare you besmirch, and then I was like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, and it's after seeing all the Scream movies, you're like, oh, what is it going to be? Someone's cousin who's the it's like, oh, it's another surprise twin brother. It's like, no, this is a smarter way.
Yes, it is.
I think their plan was sound too. I think they could have framed Sam. I really do think that they thought it through enough that if they would have set those dominoes a little bit differently.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, it was a fatal flaw in their plan. Really, I mean, I guess except for the fact that Billy Loomis is looming over all of this to her and inspiring her to do murder and stuff like that. But they had a good plan. It would have worked. I think the media frenzy would have pounced Sam as the most obvious suspect in a major way. They're smart about that.
Not to be playing, screenwriter or whatever here, but I think one thing maybe that could have helped is if he revealed that he started pills. Because then the visions
but I feel like that makes that more problematic.
It does more problematic, but
it's also a terrible.
But it's also less problematic in other ways.
Sure.
Because then it's why is she? Because Billy Loomis should not be this good dad that's guiding her into the future, and so it's all a hallucination. And yes, that's bad, but at least then it kind of explains it. Because as it ends, she's like, it's like driving off into the, and he's like, yeah, kid.
I know, it is kind of weird. I mean, you can be like, oh, well, it's not actually Billy Loomis. It's like her, you know,
idea of what he would be.
Yeah, and so like her manifestation would probably help her because it's like from her own mind or whatever. It's like I don't know. That's reading probably.
Yeah, no,
Again,
I see what you're saying.
I feel like that was stilted her performance. I think that they allowed her to make it her own and all of that. I think that we didn't need. I think that's one of those things that shoehorning the cameo into it. We lessened it.
It feels like the kind of thing that, like, after this, you know, like, we'll probably get into it, but I was like starting to think like, what's gonna like go in the next one. I could see them just totally deleting that completely, and she's like a normal person, you know, nothing.
I think either she's going to be the killer in this one, or it's gonna be like,
because I was like, are they starting to set something up where she is gonna like really struggle with that and become
the bloodlust?
Is she going to become like? Is it going to be like? Is it going to be like Dexter nonsense where she's going to go like kill the good, like the bad?
That's
folks.
true. Because like you were saying,
that's my bet.
When she does kill him at the end, it's very like like
I'm finally leaning into my baser.
This is not just a normal like I'm stopping the killer. This is like going way hard on him. Like, I mean,
and
he deserved
that's
it.
building on all of the you know, emotions she's having of her killer father. Yeah. But I think even without that, like the way they shoot like she's not grinning, she's not cackling like that.
But it's dark. Yeah.
It's repeated. It's brutal.
Yeah.
There's enjoyment from her.
To it. Yeah.
And you're like, which way is that going to?
So it's like he had sex with her. He tricked her. He did a lot of.
He deserves.
So I get that, but I feel like if they wanted to say she was like crazy or like leaning into this Billy Loomis thing, would have had to go harder. Like she would have been cackling or you know, I don't know.
Maybe.
Like,
I don't know.
I'm so curious how.
We'll see.
Yeah, how they're going to play how they're going to play that on the next one.
I think. Either something like that, or I feel like they just might go deeper into like the people behind Reddit 4chan.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you gotta let Gail exit this thing at some point, like, or maybe they won't.
What else is she doing?
Yeah, but
so I think
they gotta bring her back.
She's the last.
I don't know.
Is it time for rating system?
I think yes.
All right. How many orders of?
Ooh, you got one ready.
I got one. How many orders of unpicked up roast sushi would you give?
Oh boy.
It's just sitting there, guys.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with 7.
All right,
7 unpicked up orders of sushi.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's go with stranded orders of sushi.
Stranded. No one's unclaimed. Unclaimed orders. Yeah. I thought this one was pretty good. I'm giving it. I'm like docking points for the way that legacy characters feel like they're just kind of tacked on. The fact that I ended this and was like thinking back, like, oh, I mean, they could have all survived if they just didn't get involved.
Yeah, and it didn't matter.
But obviously, obviously for the movie they need to be involved. But just thinking back on the mechanics there. But I do think it's really strong. I love the motive of the killers. The meta stuff, like I said, is like piled on like crazy, but I'm still enjoying it, and it's still like catnip for me. Like to hear the I cannot believe that
I can't believe you pulled Mark. Like that's insane.
Yes, I believe that. I can't believe that this is all like a last like that was blowing my mind. Like the fact that I somehow didn't know anything about this movie all up until I watched it like a couple days ago. So that was very fun. I do think they do a great job with the new characters. Like there's great new characters like me, and I think Jenna Ortega's character. And
I feel like it's one of those successful, dynamic, and charismatic casts for a of like fuck those people. I just care about these new people.
Yeah, so I'm actually legitimately excited to see what happens next, and follow the story of these new characters. And we already know Sydney's not going to be in it, and honestly doesn't bother me.
Not at all.
I'm like I don't care anymore at this point. She was a great movie, but move. It's to continue on.
I
new
mean,
things.
I would love to see Dempsey.
You never know.
Yeah. Let's do a prediction after we do our everyone just gets one shot for prediction. Okay. Anyways, sorry. Let's my rating. I'm gonna go a little bit higher than you and just give it 8 years of sushi. Although I still don't know how far away Woodsboro really is from the sea. I don't like to eat sushi inland.
Yeah. No, it's not sushi. We know that.
Anyway, so I'll give it 8 orders of sushi because I really enjoy this. I think I was kind of like beaten down a little bit last 2. And so I really enjoyed this a lot because it was just a little bit more modern. The commentary was like a little bit smarter in my opinion, and I just really like characters. And I think it is kind of a shame to just have Sydney exit without wrapping it up correct, much like Carrie Fisher, but
for different reasons.
For different reasons, of course. But like it's probably not what they intended, and what would be best for the story would to be have her exit in a way that's organized, like what Dewey just got. But that said, I thought the cool were really cool. We have lots of things. We have a hand sanitizer burning to death.
I will say that when he goes out and hits Ghostface in the face with a candy stick, I expected to be like fucking candy.
Yeah, what is this, Clue? Yeah,
and then when was the hand sanitizer? It was like fucking hand sanitizer. I'm like, I got one.
Yeah,
I was very excited about that.
So yeah, we have candlesticks, hand sanitizer. We have fire. We have people just getting shot in the head in front of everybody. It was like, damn, like the Dylan Minnette neck, and
good stuff.
Just really good kills. And I just love all the meta stuff and that gigantic painting of Jamie Kennedy. I hope they sent that to him.
That's probably what he got for that AD line. It's like, we'll give you an oil painting.
Also, the footage that we have is new this time around.
Yeah,
right?
it has to be because they made that scene.
We never saw the Randy stuff.
So I give it 8 sushis.
I'm gonna go 7 unclaimed sushis. It's only because I feel like that this movie have been incredible if Sam was able to give the full performance. It's like I do think that it's limited by what she's able to, and that's just incredibly like she's the least dynamic part of everything else that's going on, and I'm a fan of everything else that's going on. I hope that 6 allows to the governor off there, and we see a lot more. Because I think she's a very talented actress, and I think that it's circumstance, not
What about you, Matt?
I would give this also 7 unclaimed suits.
Right.
I think it does suffer a little bit from just like the whodunit problem where the rewatch is never going to be as fun as the original, and you're playing the guessing game. And so it was interesting to rewatch it, and the movie starts, and I'm like, oh my God, I have no idea who the killers are. It's been a year, and I've totally forgotten.
Yep.
And like 10 minutes in, you're like, remember exactly who it was.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you over there. I gotcha. And so I think that always diminishes.
It is
the pie.
funny about how forgettable the characters are in these movies. It's kind of amazing.
Really is, especially for like every subsequent movie to be built on like
that entire riddle. And we've talked about episodes where like it doesn't, the way that these movies are constructed, it really doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
It's more about we're playing the game of everyone's assessment and going through that kind of chaff of every scene is meant to misdirect.
Yeah, and they talk about it in the text. It's Ghostface is not like Michael Myers or Freddy. It's that person, multiple people, every single time, and could feasibly go on forever with like a weird supernatural.
Do
thing,
we think we're getting into natural here? I think we might be.
I think it was you guys brought on a previous episode, like the power that becomes Ghostface.
Yeah, putting on Ghostface, or Ghostface.
It just makes you taller. Yeah.
It makes you taller, and stronger.
Yeah.
It makes you like moderately. And I think going to sort of like game mechanic of Scream, and I don't know if like the Ready or Not is intentionally sort of like built that into it,
Sure.
or like where my headspace is in right now. But like, there's even the like when you're playing the Scream game, you get to roll for like buffoonery. You get to roll for slapstick comedy every once in a while. Where it's like it's hard to roll that number. You roll like a really high clumsiness, and then Ghostface just falls. There's like an infallibility to playing that character.
I love the Jumanji analogy. Like it really does feel like that. It's just
I guess I'll go Scream again.
What in years?
Yeah. So we have another coming out like right now, and I guess can I spoil the trailer? You guys don't care, but
I've seen the teaser. I've not
teaser, I think. Yeah, they're in New York. It's in New York. It's a poster says New York new rules or whatever.
Ghostface takes Manhattan.
All the kids.
He's gonna be on a boat the whole time.
Make Manhattan faster than Jason did. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So they're on the subway in New York. We know Gail was in New York working on a morning show, not the morning show, and so yeah.
Double down.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. You say you want to call Dempsey?
I mean, I'd love to call Patrick Dempsey.
For the killer?
Yeah.
Can you please patch him into the...
Quick, rapid, your one shot. Who do you want to put on the record now as your guess?
Woke liberals.
I don't know. I want to guess. Oh God. Well, one guess I have spoilers, so I don't want to say. In case you don't know who's in the movie. I feel like it's going to be someone who we don't know yet.
Yeah.
I want to say Ryan Johnson is the killer. An version of Ryan Johnson who's
played by who?
That nobody respected at age.
Played by Dave Bautista.
That would be insane.
That would be my favorite thing in the world, and I feel like I'd be down for it.
Yeah.
I just feel like I've seen like the longer trailer because it was in theaters.
Okay, I guess
once,
I haven't seen that. Yeah,
and so I feel like I've already like put together other ideas. Is that
where they're on the subway? Right?
No, that's
the teaser. Oh, okay.
The one where I've seen glimpses of it, and I was go away.
Yeah, I watched. I think I saw it. I don't know before Megan or something. But.
Okay,
and with Regan.
Yeah.
So I don't take too much.
You have any guesses?
Strategically late.
I think the killer is Sidney Prescott's eldest child.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
I don't know who it is. I don't know how old they are.
But why? What's the
Wait,
motive?
but they can't be old than 13.
You know what it'll be? It'll be a weird little kid where they're like a CG Patrick Dempsey face on it.
Oh my God!
The little critter.
No. Oh my God!
Why they were radicalized on the message board?
That comes back to that. Yeah. Oh my God! Oh, before we move on completely,
sure.
I forgot. We had the triumphant return of Red Right Hand.
Oh yes, we did.
And I love that it makes that like the killer would be playing that song in the car because. As we talked about, for some reason, the stab movies also use that.
Yes.
Yeah. So it makes sense that the killer's like, I did this song from my favorite
movie. And they would
be
pissed that it didn't make it in one of the last ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did. One thing that I'll say really quickly is that one of the better misdirects that the movie had going for it was having Jack White's character be like, I haven't seen him on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
Which is a way folded in technology of him being able to do that.
Constantly watching him throughout the movie. Yeah.
So in universe, is Red Right Hand like banned on American airwaves? Like our local radio stations allow that song? I don't know. Is it this like mimetic force to just like
they probably don't think of it. I don't know. Yeah. Well, maybe now they will, but. No one will know that song was played during the death of random dude.
Oh yeah, writing her
random
book.
stalker guy or whatever his name was. Yeah, I don't know.
We still haven't had, even though they brought it up in Scream 4, I've not had a killer like uploading the videos and like trying to go viral and bring people along.
Well, like I feel like now that that's actually happening. That's
it might be. Yeah, it's probably
less fun.
Yeah, what's the new technology going to be?
Because like that was not actually
Live streaming could be a bit. Deepfakes could be a part of it.
I think deepfakes is really
Each kill is going to be an
I was like, is Ghostface gonna do a TikTok dance in the credits?
If Jason Blum has anything to say about it,
Made each kill an NFT. I don't remember.
Make each kill an NFT.
kid equals
I might
NFT.
have thought of it.
I know that's right. I can't wait.
Stab Queen.
I can't wait to see that. And we, like Eliz, they have corrected. I'm sure you've seen this. They have corrected the titling for this one. Someone who I assume Ghostface has lashed the M to a Roman numeral 6.
Ghostface for the Paramount marketing company.
Well, yeah, because you see, like, it says
Ghostface
Scream.
would be in. Maybe that is the new Ghostface is in marketing.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's someone who tried to direct Stab 8 and was 2 and
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the lettering comes up.
Trevorrow.
It says
Is that your guess on record? Trevorrow is the killer.
no.
Oh my god! If we stick with the Star Wars, it for sure is called Trevorrow.
We already had a director. Okay, so I think they're gonna.
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna do that again.
Oh my god.
But yeah, the screen it comes up like Scream and then it's like //
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. I'm glad they're putting the number in.
But also this you got for you guys. I don't know what's going on with everyone else, but I'm seeing Scream 6 in 3D.
Yes, you are.
Because you get one movie out and suddenly everything's got to be back in 3D.
Hell yeah.
So there you go.
The splatter.
I can't wait to be like, why was this in 3D?
If there was 40X, there would have been.
There is 40X.
There would have been missed.
There's Scream 40X.
You can go to the Regal Cinemas in Los Angeles, see it in 40X.
Oh my god. We haven't done that. In a long time.
Yeah.
We got to figure it out.
Well, yeah, what happened? Was there something on the way?
Yeah. I know.
We experienced the pandemic in 40X.
Yes.
Everyone sneezed face.
I did go to Top Gun Maverick in 40.
Oh.
It was like riding tours for 2 hours, 3 hours.
2.5.
Yeah.
The only movie I've ever seen in 40X, only because as I'm kind of nothing will ever beat it. It's like a 40X,
Sure.
like pure,
Sure.
perfectly calibrated experience. It was fantastic. I love it.
Which one?
Which one?
Top Gun.
Oh, you also went to Top Gun. Okay, got it.
That was the one. That was the
You were
one.
going to say Geostorm.
We used to pick the rule was we'd pick one, usually Vin Diesel movie.
Whatever looked like the terrible but hilarious
This movie.
The action movie.
To go see it in 40X.
Yeah, Triple X.
Triple
Return
X,
of Xander Cage.
San Andreas.
San Andreas. I was like, what was Earthquake?
It was called Drives All the
My mind was like
he flies a
Earthquake?
helicopter. He
Yeah.
drives a fan boat. He drives a truck.
Return of Xander Cage. What else did we see? I can't.
ID Independence Day 2.
Oh, yes. Terrible movies. All of them.
How was the 40X though?
Very fun.
Very, very funny. I can't remember which one. There was a guy who had his jacket over the seat.
That's Triple X. I was just about to mention that. I was so pissed.
There's a lot of water that's hitting your leather jacket. You
Yeah.
take it off.
Idiot.
I didn't
What have
even
you
get to
never done?
experience water.
Like when
So
Xander
annoyed.
Cage was riding his motorcycle with waves,
yeah.
we did not get the spray.
Due to a hangover, I saw the Peanuts movie in 40X.
I'm still waiting for the Fable movie.
Just constant.
I really want to
tears just splashing in you with Michelle Williams' broken marriage.
We got to figure out what we got to do that. Even though the tickets are like $30.
Oh man. Okay. Anyway, let's end this.
That
We're
was
at
a
so many
tangent.
tangents.
Well, okay. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you for having me. This was wonderful.
Is there anywhere that is there anything you're trying to anything you want to plug?
Any stab movies you're trying to reboot,
where people can follow you?
The only thing that matters, my Letterboxd account. I spend all of the time and all of my energy. I'm at Matchstick Man with 2 T's.
Oh,
There we go.
I get it.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
we should make a letterbox. Make some lists.
We should.
Oh, we should.
Yeah, why Letterboxd? Tyler?
I will make one.
You're the probably most experienced. I've got a diary on Letterboxd.
You listeners can't see Eli's eyes rolling at the prospect of me doing a thing.
No, that's not what I meant at all.
Doing a
And she is not wrong.
oh boy.
I'm ready.
Hey,
support
this
you.
this is behind the scenes single rights.
Please do it.
All right, I fucking dare you to.
Well, thank you all for being here for Scream. And where can people reach out to us, Elis?
Email us at sequelrights@gmail.com. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, freaking YouTube, and hey, maybe Letterboxd out. Actually, I want you to grab the name right now, actually, in case it's taken. Anyway, and then do we need reviews?
Follow us on Letterboxd.
We need Yes, please. Only place you can find us.
That's the only place to find us. Yeah.
Well, you guys next week goes. I will have to say.
I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. We'll see you guys next week for Roman numeral 6.
With a kiss so poisonous, boys and delirious, lying on the motel bed. Said I get sick of you, cause I always wanted to let me down this little dead. You said save yourself for out of love. You said save yourself for